Hello and welcome back to No Bullshit. Today we've got some updates about that caravan of illegal immigrants heading to America, coming towards the Mexican border. Over 1,500 South American radicals decided it was a good idea to group together and invade the United States earlier this week. They're still on their way though. This development prompted President Trump to respond by first promising an end to the DACA immigration plan, and second, he started to put pressure on Mexico by threatening to end the NAFTA trade deal. Mexico is the ones allowing these illegals to pass through their country unchecked after all, and Trump is rightly holding them responsible. But before we jump into it, let's check out this quick word from today's sponsor, Virtual Shield. Online privacy is more important now than ever. That's why I teamed up with Virtual Shield again to offer you guys a great way to protect yourselves and your families. In short, Virtual Shield is the easiest VPN service to use in the whole world, ever, of all time, the best. It's also very cheap. For less than $5 per month, you can protect you and your family's internet privacy with one of their world-renowned VPNs. And for those who don't know, VPNs are virtual private networks that basically funnel your internet signature through Virtual Shield's secure servers. That way companies and the government can't track you and your internet information. And Virtual Shield added a new safety feature, which gives users the ability to block access to their device's cameras and microphones. That means no more spying on you, no more government listening into your convos, and no more Facebook hearing what you talk about and suggesting ads based on your private conversations. That's just creepy. Virtual Shield is easy and very affordable. And if you think about it, with this current online climate, with Facebook and Zuckerberg selling our private information to the highest bidders, with all this bullcrap going on, there's never been a better time than now to get secure with our online privacy. That's why I choose Virtual Shield. Great, now that that's out of the way, well, it appears that was only the tip of the iceberg for this situation, apparently, because now the US has taken an even greater step to secure our southern border. On Tuesday, April 3rd, President Trump continued to press the issue by moving to send military troops to the border to further ensure the security of this great nation. God bless. And I think this is a long overdue move. Might as well declare war down there if you ask me. I mean, we do have thousands of illegal criminals invading us. It's an invasion. They have an army. And in a way, the illegals are also trying to take over this country by siding with the Democrats when they get here. It's a virtual political coup at this point. And Democrats are happy to use pro-immigration policies to bring in more illegals, who of course will turn into voters for them, which will then give them wins in elections and undeserved political power. This is corruption at its worst, and it's time for it to stop. A story from Reuters.com has more details, called "Trump Says We'll Use Military to Protect U.S. Border." The story reads as follows. President Donald Trump on Tuesday said he planned to use U.S. military forces to protect the nation's southern border with Mexico until there is a border wall and proper security. Well, we could sure use that wall, as promised from before. Reading on, "We're going to be doing things militarily," Trump told reporters at the White House, adding that he had discussed the idea with U.S. Defense Secretary Jim Mattis. This is a big move. Getting the military to do anything is a huge operation, but having the U.S. military, the best in the world, protecting our border does make me feel a lot safer, especially here in California. There's also more to this story. You see, sending troops to the border is a big step towards building the wall, too. It's a big move for the nation, moving towards more security between us and Mexico. Trump himself said the troops will stay there until security is better, or the wall goes up. And some commentators are saying this could help ensure the wall on the southern border will be built sooner and bigger than imagined. Scott Adams had a great video on his Twitter a few days ago about this, and I want us all to take a look. Check it out.
Now, I call them the caravan of immigrants from Honduras. If you're watching CNN, you know that they've called it an army of brown people. So CNN characterized it as brown people marching toward the border. Now, of course, the context that they said that was they thought that that's what Trump supporters or Trump is thinking. But nobody said anything about brown people.
Fucking CNN, man. God damn. Can they get any more embarrassing? Side note, CNN just had the worst month of ratings ever in March. They were beat out by Fox and MSNBC by a lot. Just saying. And this is emblematic of the problem with the left today. They always assume everyone else is racist, when really they're the racist ones. Here they are calling the caravan a brown army, guessing that's what conservatives would say, but they didn't say that. We didn't. CNN is the only one calling them brown, and the left is traditionally the ones playing these race-based identity politics.
All right, here's the dots I want to connect. The president had floated the idea of using military funding to build the wall, but that was sort of a tough stretch. It would be a risky play. But because of the caravan and the size of it, it has changed the equation to quite clearly a military situation.
This is why I love Adams, always reading between the lines. This guy is practically my psychic political guru at this point. And yeah, putting the military at the border is going to make it that much easier for the government to use military funds to build the wall. Like I said when this caravan started a couple days ago, all they're doing is giving Trump the ammunition he needs to not only move troops to the border for protection, but also to get started on building the wall.
Now here's the part where the folks coming across the border and Mexico miscalculated really, really badly. By bringing this many people all at once in the caravan, they have militarized the topic. At this point, it's hard to argue that we don't need lots of people on the border to stop, a parade of people coming across.
Yes, again, the caravan overplayed their hand. Had they tried to sneak in smaller numbers like before, they may have gotten away with it again, but now they're a fucking brown army trying to invade, and they're announcing it on the news and everything. Not very smart, guys. But the illegals are the ones who made this mess into a military situation, certainly.
With a big show of force, it's probably actually the safest thing he could do too. Because if your show of force and the number of bodies you have is enough, then they don't need to shoot anybody. But if the people trying to come across are such a big group compared to the underarmed, let's say border security, somebody might get shot because there's going to be too much of a balance of power there.
So having the military go down there is actually the safer option. Now our border security combined with the military will be so overwhelming, these unarmed illegals wouldn't dare go up against them. Sure, some might still try and slip through, but they won't be able to outnumber and try and overpower the smaller border patrol. Not anymore.
But here's the magic part. Now that the situation has been militarized, it's already a military expense. So once you have acknowledged that this big a caravan becomes a military situation, then you've moved the military then to the border, even if your intentions are temporary, you've created a large budget expense from the military that wasn't in the budget.
Now we're getting down to brass tacks. We're talking about the money now, and it's going to take a lot of it to fund the military guarding the border. So eventually diverting some of those funds into building the wall makes a lot of sense. Especially since, in the long run, the wall can stay at the border after the military leaves. It's an investment, like remodeling your kitchen, or a more apt comparison, building a fence or wall around one's own personal property. You only have to pay for the initial guards, the military, up until the wall's completion. Then after that, you can hopefully greatly reduce the number of troops needed there, since the wall is its own deterrent. In the long run, we'll save some money on that security.
And if it looks like we would need a permanent military presence on our southern border, and by the way, that's what the caravan organizers say we need, because they say we're not going to stop doing this. And if this works, if this caravan got across, there's going to be more caravans. So we don't really have an option but to put a military presence there, at least at the moment.
Yep, the caravan is forcing our hand, and in a way, I'm grateful for it. Sure, it was a shady situation to start, but now it's brought the military to the border, and hopefully the wall will come even sooner. Because, like Scott Adams said, the illegals aren't going to stop with one caravan. They've said that much themselves already. In the end, it looks like the left, the liberals, and the illegals have finally overplayed their hand on this immigration issue. They weren't happy with the virtual open borders we have now, and I can't really say I'm surprised they made this bold and stupid move with the caravan either. Libtards always push the line further and further. They're really never happy, but I am. I'm more happy about this situation now than ever. For a long time it looked like Trump's promise for a wall on the southern border wouldn't happen, or at least it would take forever to happen. But now it seems like we got the catalyst we need to get this shit rolling. The military is moving down to the border now, and I agree with Scott here in saying that the wall is the logical next step. And I'm hoping for a damn good wall too. Maybe they could have a giant wall with a dangerous maze within it, like on the Maze Runner movie, and then illegals trying to cross our wall will have to face 3 challenges on their way, and they'll have to try and dodge the poison-shooting spider robots. Or they could take a cue from George Romero and build a more practical wall like the one in the Land of the Dead movie from 2005. There they had a walled city for all the human survivors, and that's kind of what it feels like living in the United States right now. If you think about it, we're the survivors of North America, and we've got our own kinds of zombies trying to sneak into our space too. Except our zombies aren't infected with a mutating virus. No, they're just infected with the virus called liberalism, and I think it's time we gave them the cure. That, or they're going to be stuck behind that wall for a long time. What do you guys think? Should Trump be sending in the military to stop the illegal immigrant caravan? Has the caravan forced our hand here? And is a wall being built the next step? Comment your thoughts on everything below, and thanks for watching No Bullshit. See y'all next time. One more thing, I want to give a special thanks to these amazing Patreon supporters. You guys are the best. You guys went above and beyond the rest, and I love you so much for it. If anyone else wants to donate or join our Patreon crew, link in the description. Thanks again.